Well guys, here we are, even more mulberries. I just wanted to do a quick little video on these two varieties that I managed to get my hands on. So the first one here is Morris Alba King White, or King White Mulberry. This is sold by Thompson and Morgan, and they got it on the Earl. They started selling it recently, and it's well, the picture they call it King White, but the picture they have of it is a Pakistani mulberry, or a white Pakistani mulberry. So that should be called Morris Makura, I think is how you pronounce it. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see if this actually turns out to be a Pakistani, because there's nurseries are notoriously bad for mislabeling plants, because if this is Morris Alba, then it's not the white Pakistani. But anyway, I managed to get this because I've been trying to get this one for a long time. There's only one other nursery I know of that sells the white Pakistani, and they're based in Slovakia. Now, I actually did purchase a Girardi dwarf off them years ago, and then the year that they decided to sell the white Pakistani was the year they stopped shipping to Ireland for whatever reason. So when I seen that Thompson & Morgan were selling them, I knew I had to get them. Unfortunately, Thompson & Morgan don't ship internationally, so I had to pull a few strings to get this one, and I have it here, which is great. The only other downside is that for the price that you pay for, which is about 20 sterling, basically what you get is just a rooted cutting. It's not a well-established plant, not like something like this. This is a Morris Mull, and I paid probably about the same price, and this is probably about 2 years old, and it's in a reasonably sized pot, whereas this is literally just a rooted cutting. But I have it anyway, so that's great. And if it does well, I'll probably put this one in the ground like the other black Pakistani that I have. The other edition is this one here, and this one's called World's Best Mulberry, and this is grown by a gentleman in Florida called Bryce Garling. He has a few videos on YouTube about this, so you can check it out. As far as I know, this is a Thai everbearing variety, but Bryce calls it World's Best because it's the best tasting variety according to him. And I've been wanting to get my hands on this one as well. I don't know if you can actually see here, but this is a rooted cutting. And in there, if you look closely, you probably can't see it on the camera, but there are some mulberries starting to form already, which is fantastic. Now again, Bryce doesn't ship internationally, so I had to pull a few strings to get this one. And Bryce is actually very generous with his cuttings. He sold me, I think it's for $40 you get 10 2-foot long cuttings. So I actually chopped up all of those cuttings, and I have probably about 30 to 40 cuttings, and a lot of them are rooting, so I'm going to have a surplus of these, or this particular variety, which is great. There are some drawbacks to this though. I know some growers that grow this variety in the Pacific Northwest. One in particular, his name is Ram, and he's very active on the fig farms, and according to him, he doesn't rate this at all, because it just doesn't taste good. And I've heard Bryce talk about this as well, because I think he was saying that there are some discrepancies in terms of flavour and taste and all that, based on regional differences or regional growing differences. Ram did say, however, that this is extremely productive and it roots really easily, and just for those reasons alone, I wanted to get my hands on it because I can use it as rootstock. But as well as that, I'm not fussy when it comes to taste. I'd rather have it than not have it, just to see for myself. But there you go, World's Best Mulberry and King White, or white Pakistani, hopefully. I should keep it. I'll probably do another video later on in the year with my mulberries, because I probably have about 11 to 12 varieties now, and yeah, I might just do a rundown of the varieties themselves, how they taste and how they perform, just to give you some idea of what they're like. Here's this dwarf Nana. It's probably hard to see. It's popped its cherry early, and it's putting out mulberries, but it's probably a bit too early. But anyway, I'll leave you at that. See you later, guys.